the backfield, nothing doing. No gain on the play, met in the backfield, nowhere to run. Second and 10 from the 37 for Kuhn and the Cougars. He's going to hand it off. He's going to keep it on the right side. He breaks the tackle. Fumble. Ball's on the ground. It'll be recovered by Crestview. Kuhn is punched out by the St. Paul lot. Third and 11. He's going to throw. He's going to get it outside. He's going to break a couple tackles. It's caught by Ringler. It's going to make it fourth and about 3. Fourth and 2. And it looks like they're going to send out the punt unit. It'll be Barker into punt. Freeze back deep to return for St. Paul. We know what Freeze's speed can be like. Timeout St. Paul, as if you look at the replay, I'll pull it up for you. There was nobody outside. They were going to 1,000% fake that punt, throw it to that outside guy, and that's a touchdown if they get that play off, if it's not caught by the St. Paul staff. So we'll have a timeout here. 9:27 remaining here in the second quarter. 4th and 2 for Crestview, live from Contractor Stadium. While we have a timeout, let's pull up those home standing St. Paul Flyers. After this drive, we'll get them pulled up. Crestview again going to come out to punt. Get everybody lined up where they're supposed to be this time. Barker again is the punter. Freeze the returner for St. Paul. Barker gets it off. Good end over end punt. It's going to take a Crestview bounce, and it's going to roll all the way inside the 10. It'll be downed at the 7-8 yard line. A great punt by Gavin Barker. Flip the field. Now you're forcing St. Paul to go 92 yards in 9 minutes to tie this football game up. $9:13 to go. St. Paul, he's going to look to throw. He gets it out to Freeze, makes a man miss, but nothing doing. Looks like he might have got a yard. They're going to mark him back at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Flyers from the 8 yard line. 8:45 remaining. Coonley under center. He's going to turn around and he's going to hand it off. That's going to be Freeze again. He's going to spin his way out of a tackle and get maybe 2. He's going to get 4, actually. They're going to give him 4 on the carry. 3rd and 6 now. Eight minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. 3rd and 6 for St. Paul. Coonley going to be in the gun again. He's going to sling one. He's got Freeze this time, and that's caught for a first down. Quick throw, great catch by Freeze. And a home and kitchen supply, St. Paul first down. A great throw that time by Grant Coonley. Much needed first down. 7 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. St. Paul looking to drive down and tie this game before the half. Grant will come back out under center. He's going to look. He's going to play action. He's got a man downfield. He had Lindenberger, but it's underthrown. Almost picked off. He kind of threw that off the back foot, didn't step into it. He had a guy wide open downfield. He doesn't step into his throw, and that's why it came up just a little bit short. Lindenberger had a step on the DB. 7-0 remaining. 2nd and 10 now for the St. Paul Flyers. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off. He's got an edge. He's going to turn it upfield, and it's a great run by Hauk. He's going to get 9 yards on the carry. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. 3rd and 2. Great run by Hauk. Almost bounced off of it, had a bunch of green grass in front of him. Ringler makes the tackle. They're going to turn around, hand it off in the middle. He's going to have enough for the first down, but it's just barely. As great hit by Cole Hughes in the middle. But that's going to be enough for another home and kitchen supply. Norwalk St. Paul first down. Coonley under center. He's going to turn around and hand it off to the first man through, but he's met in the backfield. Number 55, Jack Stevens, blew that play up before it could even develop. It's going to be a loss of 3. 2nd and 12, loss of 2 on the play. 5:40 and counting. St. Paul really looking for a tying score here before the end of the first half. Coonley will come out under center, that wing T, or that T formation backfield behind him. He's going to hand it off left side. Freeze. Landon Freeze is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and 2 more, so he'll get a gain of 4. So it'll bring up 3rd and 8. And now if you're St. Paul, you're in another passing situation. They're forcing you into these 3rd and longs. They know you're going to have to throw the ball out of 3rd and long. Force you into it. Make Coonley make a throw. He made one on the last 3rd down to Freeze on the outside on a quick throw. It looks like now they're going to bring some pressure, though. They are on the outside. Coonley's going to step up. He's going to make a throw on the outside. And they're going to call it incomplete. Almost a great catch by Kalashevsky. He did drop it. So now you're 4th and 7 for the Flyers. Landon Freeze back to punt. Ringler back to return for Crestview. Freeze gets it away. A low line drive of a kick. Ringler's going to pick it up. He's going to make a man miss. He's going to make a couple guys miss. He's still going. He's going to get out to about the 23-yard line. Makes a couple guys miss. Gets some positive yards. They're starting on the 23 instead of probably the 18 or 19 had he let that punt roll out. 4:29 here in half number 1. Crestview looking to add on to their 7-0 lead. Crestview 3-1 in the conference. That one conference loss coming to Monroeville. St. Paul 3-1 in the Firelands as well, losing to Western Reserve. They'll play Monroeville in week 10. As they're going to turn around, hand it off. That's Raymer. Aiden Raymer's going to get about 9 on first down. Second and 2. Aiden Raymer listed at 5'11", 180, a little quick back that hits the hole really well when he has the opportunity. Liam Kuhn's going to come out under center. I formation behind him. Barker, Raymer, he's going to hand it off to Barker. And he's met in the backfield. Gain of none. A great job by that St. Paul defensive front to stop Barker from getting anywhere. Kuhn now 3rd and 1. Barker and Raymer behind him in that I formation again. He's got Ringler down here split out wide. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Barker again, and it's all going to depend on the spot. I don't know that he got it. It looked like he was met at the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to be short. I think it's going to be 4th down. It looks to be like he was met right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to call it 4th down, yeah. That's a great job by the St. Paul defensive front. Twice in a row on 2nd and 3rd down, they try to hand it off to the big fullback, Gavin Barker, and he's unable to get a yard. It'll be 4th and a yard, 4th and less than a yard for Crestview. It looks like they're going to let the clock run down, call a timeout, talk it over, see what they're going to do. If you go for this and you don't get it, you're putting yourself in dangerous territory for your defense that has played great so far tonight. But this would be very, very good starting position for St. Paul, as they are looking as while we have this timeout here, let's go ahead and take a look at the home standing St. Paul Flyers. Led by head coach Chris Dowdy. 3-4 overall, 3-1 in conference. They started 0-3, won 2 straight, lost to Western Reserve, and then won last week 55-0 over New London. They're looking to win their 2nd straight with 2 weeks left, including that Week 10 matchup with Monroeville. You win out, you beat Monroeville, you get a share. Crestview is going to punt it away. Barker gets a beautiful punt away, caught by Freeze. He's going to be hit right as he catches it. 20. They'll start on about the 31-yard line, as that's a great job by the St. Paul coverage team, or by the Crestview cover team, not to let Freeze have an opportunity to get anywhere on the return. 2:27 remaining. They're going to start on the 31-yard line. 2:27 left. If you're St. Paul, you're really trying to put a drive together before half to put points on the board. Coonley will come out, one man in the backfield. They're sending one in motion. He's going to look to throw. He's got a man open over the middle. It's tipped, almost intercepted. Rosebert went in motion. It goes off of the helmet. And Barker almost has an interception on our Civista replay. 2nd and 10 for St. Paul. 2:21 remaining. Trust your offense, but trust your defense. That's only allowed 7 so far here in the first half. Coonley will come out again under center, trips to the near side, one man in the backfield. They're going to look to throw it again. He's going to get it out to Landon Freeze. Landon Freeze is on the edge. He's going to be chased down by Tyson Ringler. And number 9, that's Joe Kokoski. A huge play for St. Paul. That'll be a home and kitchen supply first down for St. Paul. It's a great play call right there. You want to throw the ball to kind of get yourself moving down the field. You haven't thrown it downfield successfully. Get it in one of your best athletes' hand. Let him make a play on a quick screen. Coonley again is going to go under center. Rosebert's going to come in motion. And we're going to have a false start on Lindenberger. As you can see him flinch as Rosebert came in motion. Yeah, you can see it on the replay. He kind of does one of these with his arms. Now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 50. Big play. Now it's going to come back 5 because of the penalty. Now you're minute 45 remaining here in half number 1. Crestview will take a timeout. 1:35 to go here in the first half. Crestview 7, St. Paul 0. As we'll now take a look at the St. Paul keys to victory here tonight and what I feel it's going to take for them to win this game. One thing they've already done kind of successfully, run the football. Get your ground game going. Allow the play action to be available. We've seen them be successful. The couple times I've already been up here this year, their success has come from the play action and win 1st and 2nd down. You can't have negative plays on 1st or 2nd down. Move the ball forward, whether it's 3-4 yards on 1st and 2nd down. Get yourself in 3rd and manageable to allow your offense to stay in a rhythm. You end up in that 3rd and long, and they know you have to throw. They can drop back into coverage. They can force you to make a mistake. First and 15 from the 50. Rosebert's again going to come in motion. Coonley's going to look to throw. He's got Freeze again on the edge, way out in front on the throw. And here's the thing. You've got Aiden Rame, or you've got Max Durbin running with Freeze on that play. So even if he makes that catch, he's getting hit as soon as he catches it. They're keeping a guy with Landon Freeze after the last big play that he made. Now you're 2nd and 15, minute 30 remaining. The last thing you want to do if you're St. Paul is give Crestview the ball back with time left on the clock for them to go down and make this a 2-score game. Coonley now going to come out in the gun. Freeze and Rosebert on the far side of the field. Hauk in the backfield with him. He's going to look downfield. He's got a man open. It's caught by Rosebert. He was down, though, on the catch. But we've got a flag in the backfield as well. It's going to be a hold on St. Paul. As we'll take a look at the throw and catch. It's a great throw by Coonley. Rosebert with a knee down when he caught it. Unfortunately, that's going to negate the play. And it'll now be, see what coach wants to do. So it'll now be 2nd and 25. And now you're run the ball, run the clock out. Don't give them good field position to put up another score before half. It's going to now be backed up all the way to the 40. 2nd and 25. Coonley in the shotgun. Hauk beside him. Rosebert, Lindenberger, and Freeze on the outside. He's going to get a quick one out to Rosebert. He's going to make a couple men miss on that outside edge. Levi Rosbert makes a big play and now makes 2nd and 25, 3rd and 7. Slippery little play over there on the edge. Gets around the defender. Third and 7 now for St. Paul. 1:11 remaining. As he's able to get out of bounds on the play as well. Coonley looks to throw again. He tried to come over here on the near side to Freeze. Again, just out of his reach. And it'll now be 4th and 7. And it'll be a punt situation. Or is Coonley going to go back in the gun? Tough call here for the Flyers coaching staff. It looks like Coonley's going to go back out there. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 7. Maybe they try to get him to jump. They're going to call a timeout. Timeout St. Paul. And now you really think about this if you're on that St. Paul sideline. Do you really want to take a chance here of not getting the first down? You're giving Crestview the ball almost on the plus side of the 50 with a minute to go. They can go quick if they need to, and they've got one of the better deep threats in the area in Tyson Ringler. Throw it up to him, give him a chance to go make a play. He'll make a play. Now, Crestview is in a situation where they are out of timeouts. So if they're going to score, it's going to have to be quick. They're going to have to get out of bounds, so it's going to have to be on a big play. But they've got to stop St. Paul here. If I'm St. Paul, I'm punting in this situation, and I'm making Crestview go the length of the field to be able to score with a minute left versus them stopping me and them getting the ball where we're currently at. We'll see what they do. As it looks like it's going to be Coonley out there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. He's going to get under center. They got trips on the near side. He's going to look to throw a quick. He's going to throw it up top, and it's going to be picked off. Intercepted by Cole Hughes. As Cole Hughes just kind of turned around, seen the ball, boxed him out, and just took it from him. Sorry, that was number 9, Joe Kokoski. They got the pick. And now that's as good as a punt if you're St. Paul. Now you're 80 yards, a minute to go. If you're Coonley, you throw the ball as far as you can. If it's not going to be caught by your guy, it's okay if it gets caught by their guy. And now if you're Crestview, exactly what they're going to do. You take a knee. You go into halftime up 7-0 as they'll have to take one more knee to run the first half clock out. As Liam Kuhn will get under center again. He will take another knee, and that'll be enough to take us to the end of the first half. Crestview scores on drive number 1 on an Aiden Raymer touchdown across the left side. Other than that, it's been 3 and out by both teams. We'll see what happens in the second half, but we're going to take a break. We'll come back for both band shows and then we'll have halftime stats, and then we'll get ready for second half action after this break.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Who's got your case? Be smart. Get Rinehardt. If you get hurt, we get you back in the game. We know that getting the job done is what matters. Be smart. Get Rinehardt.
Showcases the powerful blend of jazz, R&B, and rock. Here is the Marching Cougar Prize performance on In the Stove. 1972, this hit from their album Chicago 5 is a celebration of life's simple pleasures and became a timeless favorite. Sit back and enjoy the Marching Cougar Pride's performance of Saturday in the Park. The Marching Cougar Pride would like to thank Norwalk St. Paul High School for hosting us this evening, and we wish them good luck on tonight's performance. Good night, and go Cougars!
Introducing the St. Paul Marching Brass under the direction of Mr. Jacob Conley and Mr. Robert Futrell. The band is led on the field tonight by our 9 wonderful seniors. President Garrett Cook, Vice President Meadow Berger, Secretary Kaylee Clark, and our other awesome band seniors, trumpet Bryce Cook, mellophone Isaac Cook, trombone Ethan Denman, flag Callie Kirby, trumpet Grace Clooney, and bell Maggie Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Marching Flyers. Tonight we present to you our Senior Band Officer Show. Each of these 3 drills were designed by our 3 band officers. We begin with the drill written and designed by Senior Band Vice President Metalberger. This song comes from the 2017 film The Greatest Showman. Please enjoy our band kicking things off and recognizing our awesome seniors up front with The Greatest Show. Released as their lead single, the song peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. With the marching drill written and designed by Senior Band Secretary Kaylee Clark, Senior Bell Maggie Martinez, and Senior Trumpet Grace Cluding, here is How Far We've Come. rock band Shinedown with a marching drill designed by senior percussionist and band president Garrett Cook. Here's a rocking rendition of Shinedown's Bully.
Who's got your case? Be smart. Get Rinehardt. If you get hurt, we get you back in the game. We know that getting the job done is what matters. Be smart. Get Rinehardt.
Josh Banks back with you inside Contractor Stadium, where the Crestview Cougars hold a 7-0 halftime advantage on an Aiden Raymer 15-yard run in the first quarter. Ever since then, it has been an absolute defensive struggle inside our NOMS Access Orthopaedics halftime show. They were also our pregame sponsor, which I know we didn't get into. But let's go ahead and pull up halftime stats. Pretty even across the board. 6 first downs for Crestview, 5 for St. Paul. 64 yards rushing for Crestview, 66 for St. Paul. Passing yards are a big difference. 9 for Crestview, 34 for St. Paul. 1 penalty to 3, 15 and 30 yards. And then the 1 interception thrown by Coonley that was like a punt. There was a fumble by Crestview in the first half. It was recovered by Crestview. Liam Kuhn, the quarterback, had a fumble. But that's how the first half shapes up. Really not a whole lot going on either way offensively. Again, it's similar to when I came here and watched St. Paul play Tiffin Calvert. The game's been played between the 30 and the 30 all night long. Not a lot of offense. We'll see what happens here in half number 2. We got a minute 23 left before the second half begins. As you see the officials at the 50. St. Paul will receive the second half kickoff as they're out and ready to go. Crestview needs to come out defensively, get a stop. Get the ball back. If you're St. Paul, this is the best time to go down, put a score up on the board, tie this game, and see which team comes out and has a better fourth quarter. We got 30 seconds left until second half kickoff. As you see it on our Contractors Design Engineering scoreboard, it is halftime. We're going to go ahead and come out of the NOMS Access Orthopaedics halftime show and back into action. 12 minutes back on the clock. 7-0 Crestview. Crestview to kick off. It'll be Logan Fridges to kick here to start the third quarter. Crestview will start with the ball here in quarter or St. Paul will start with the ball here in quarter number 3. Crestview to kick. Dvorak and Freeze to return. Kicks away. It's a low line drive. It's going to be caught by Dvorak. He's got a hole up the left side. Are we going to have a flag? Looked like there could have been a potential flag for a face mask there. We'll look at it on the replay here. Looks like he might have just had him high up on the shoulders. Didn't see a face mask in the replay. It'll be 1st and 10 for St. Paul on the 32-yard line. Let's see what kind of drive they can put together. They're going to come out wing back on the right, 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to turn around, hand it off. He's going to be met in the middle. Lincoln Emery. Landon Freeze with the carry. Lincoln Emery and Carter Goon. The D-line and the linebackers for Cougars have filled gaps and played very, very well. They've allowed one big play that was on a little screen pass right there to end the first half to Landon Freeze. Other than that, they've been very, very good defensively. They're going to turn around, hand it off. Big hole on the left side. He's going to break a tackle. That's Hauk. He's got the edge. He's going to take it all the way into Crestview territory. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Once Hauk got that edge, there wasn't very many people that were going to catch him. A great angle taken by Nolan Moore to make the stop. And that's a huge opening run. "26 yards on the sprint by Hauk. Freeze gets the carry, but we got a flag on the play. We're going to have a hold on St. Paul. Wrangler and Moore combined for the stop, but it's going to be negated. Big play, and now you're going to go backwards. So that's going to move it all the way back to the 49-yard line. And now you have a big play, a big run, a 26-yard run by Hauk. Negated, and now you're 1st and 20. T backfield back there again. They're going to turn around. They're going to hand it off to Hauk again up the left side. He's got a hole. He's going to be hit hard. Tackled by Logan Fridges. Great job on the edge again. You're going to get 6 yards on the carry. Now you're 2nd and 14. and you're almost into that 3rd and long situation where you have to throw the football. Got to get a positive gain here. Try to get yourself in a 3rd and manageable. Coonley got 2 backs behind him. He's going to turn around, hand it off to Hauk. Hauk up the left side. He's going to get 3 extra yards on top of the original line of scrimmage. So now you're going to go to 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, more 3rd and manageable. We'll call it 3rd and 7. But again, it's a 3rd and longer than what you would like. It's almost another passing situation. Coonley's going to come out. He's going to get under center. 2 backs in the backfield with him. It's going to be Freeze and Hauk. He's going to hand it off to Freeze this time off the left side. He's got a hole. He's going to drive the legs forward, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Civista Wealth Management replay. It's going to show a great run, but Tyson Ringler and number 5, Carson Keener, combined to make the stop. And now you're 4th and 2 for the St. Paul Flyers. You've had success running the ball. Turn around, hand it off again, get your 2 yards, keep the drive alive. Give it to Hauk, give it to Freeze, give it to one of the big guys. Let them get the yardage. They're going to come out in that T formation. Hauk, Freeze, and Stiebler in the backfield. He's going to get the first down as that's Brock Hauk. A home and kitchen supply first down for St. Paul. And this is a very successful first drive to start the second half for Norwalk St. Paul, as they've already eaten 4 minutes off the 3rd quarter clock. First and 10 from the 30. Coonley's going to come out. All 3 backs. Well, Stiebler on the left, both backs in the backfield. They're going to turn around. They're going to run a toss play to Hauk. He's got an edge. He's going to turn it upfield. He's going to break 1 tackle, almost break 2. He's going to get about 7 on the carry. And that's a great job by Stiebler and Freeze lead blocking. Tackle made by Tyson Ringler on the outside. So far, a much better job by the St. Paul offensive line, creating lanes for their running backs to run through. Again, going to come out that T formation. Stiebler, Hauk, Freeze in the backfield. They're going to turn around. They're going to give it to Freeze this time. He's got a hole on the right side. He's going to come back to the right. He breaks a tackle. He's going to get inside the 10. They're going to get him down at the 10-yard line. It'll be a home and kitchen supply first down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the St. Paul Flyers. 7:55 and counting here on the 3rd quarter clock. And a great opening drive for St. Paul. Another T formation here in the backfield. They're going to turn around, hand it off to Freeze again. He's going to go up the left side. He's got an edge. Landon. Freeze is going to take it in for a touchdown. Flyers. 7-6 the score. They're going to trot out the field goal unit to try to tie this one up as Landon Freeze takes it in from 10. Jack Stieber has the lead block. He frees him up there on the left side. Nate Griffin to attempt the PAT. He's going to push it right. It's going to be no good. 7-6 your score after the first drive. Crestview 7, St. Paul 6. We'll be back.
Who's got your case? Be smart. Get Rinehardt. If you get hurt, we get you back in the game. We know that getting the job done is what matters. Be smart. Get Rinehardt.
Josh Banks back with you inside Contractor Stadium. St. Paul goes down on the opening drive of the second half and puts 6 on the board. They missed the PAT. However, they put points on the board. Now they just got to get a stop and do it again. Nate Griffin will kick off. 7:31. They take 4.5 minutes off the third quarter clock. Ringler back deep. Raymer, Heiner, and Ringler all deep to return. Ringler, the deep man. The other two playing a short kick for a squib. Griffin's going to boot it away. It's going to be a deep kick. It's going to be fielded by Ringler. He's got some room. He's going to look to get an edge. He's not going to get anywhere, and he's going to be knocked down at the 25-yard line. That's where Crestview will get their first possession of half number 2. A great job there by the coverage team of St. Paul. 7:29 remaining. But here's the thing. Both of these teams are very similar. Crestview's going to come out and run the exact same offense that St. Paul just did. They're going to eat 5, maybe 6 minutes off of this clock. Turn around. They're going to hand it off to Reamer on the outside edge. Reamer's got a hole. He's going to get up the sideline. Aiden Reamer's going to have, looks like they're going to give him 8, maybe 9 yards. They're going to give him 9 yards on the carry. Almost enough for a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Liam Kuhn gets back under center. 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off. That's Barker, and he's got nowhere to go. Gavin Barker has been held in check all evening by this St. Paul defensive front. Tackle made by Nate Sandor. They're going to call it a small loss, but it's still going to be 3rd and a long 1. 7-6, Crestview leads. 3rd and 1. Kuhn's going to come out under center. I formation behind him. They're going to send Ringler or Barker in motion. They're going to hand it off to Reamer. They're going to be able to get the first down. Holman Kitchen Supply, first down for the Crestview Cougars. And the clock keeps ticking. We're at 6:15 and counting here at Contractor Stadium. He's going to play action. He's going to look to go deep. He's got a man. He throws a great ball. Ringler unable to get to it. He had him beat. Ringler had a step, unable to get to it. As Rosebert had the coverage over the top. We got a flag on the play. They're going to call ineligible receiver downfield. It looks like they're going to decline it. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. So decline the penalty. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. As it looks like we're going to have a false start now on Crestview. 2nd and 10 becomes 2nd and 15 now. And Crestview going the wrong direction. Barker will check back in. He's been held in check. They're going to go into the gun. Ringler and Moore, the wide receivers, split out. He's going to look for Ringler. Ringler beats his man. Ringler almost comes up with it, unable to make the catch. Little underthrown. Ringler tried to come back and get it, almost able to make the catch. As it's Freeze and Lindenberger on the coverage, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 15. We've seen them a couple all night tonight trying to find Ringler on a deep ball. The last one they threw had a chance. That one a little bit underthrown. 3rd and 15. Kuhn will come out in the gun. Again, Moore and Ringler split out wide. Look for Raymer. He's got a man over the middle. Missed him. Almost picked off by Levi Rosebert. As that was intended for Goon. A little bit overthrown. He had him over the middle. Just missed him. Could have been picked off. Instead, it's 4th and 15. And now Crestview has to punt to a St. Paul offense that had a phenomenal first drive here in half number 2 with 5:55 remaining. Barker with the punt. Freeze is going to back off of it, let it roll. It's going to roll all the way to the 30-yard line. And that's where St. Paul will take possession number 2 here in the second half with a chance to drive down the field and take the lead for the first time tonight. Can they do it? They did it with the running game on the last drive. I don't expect them to change anything up here in drive number 2. Hauk, Freeze, Stiebler. That little T formation, they're going to turn around, they're handing off Freeze on the left side. He's going to make a guy miss. Spin off another tackle. He's still churning the legs. Landon Freeze with a great run on first down as he spins off of a couple tackles, keeps the legs a churning. That'll bring up 2nd and 2. He's going to hand it off. Hauk. He's going to push forward for 3. It'll be enough for a home and kitchen supply first down. Stiebler with the kick-out block allows Hauk to get the enough for the first down as they're staying in this little T formation in the backfield. 3 backs in the backfield. Stiebler, Hauk, Freeze. They're going to come out in the exact same formation again. They're going to hand it off this time. Freeze off the right side. He's going to get 5 on the carry as they're slowly finding a rhythm. Freeze does a great job. Ringler makes the tackle. 2nd and 5, St. Paul moving the ball downfield. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Freeze on the left side. Freeze cuts back, finds a hole, breaks a couple tackles. He's going to get another 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 1. St. Paul's going to come out, same formation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off this time up the middle to Stiebler. And he's going to drive it forward for a nice gain and another home and kitchen supply first down. A great job here in half number 2 by the offensive line. Crestview did a great job containing those backs. Now they're going to hand it off to Freeze on the left side. He's got an edge. Landon Freeze bounces outside. He cuts back in. He's going to get about 5 more. They're getting about 5 yards of carry on first down right now as Ringler comes over to make a play. Ringler, Barker combine on the stop. But we're at 2:19 and counting here in quarter number 3. St. Paul driving down the field for the potential go-ahead score. They're going to come out, same formation. They're going to turn around. This time they're going to hand off Tauk. He's going to rumble his way forward as you're going to have 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Yep, 3rd and 2. Minute 30 left here in the 3rd quarter. Turn around. They're going to hand it off Stiebler. He kind of delayed a little bit. We'll see. It's all going to depend on the spot. Every bit of it will depend on the spot. They're going to call it 4th down. They're not going to give them the spot. So it'll be 4th and a foot, if that. 4th and 6 inches. 53 seconds left here in quarter number 3, a quarter that has been controlled by St. Paul. He's going to hand off to Stiebler, and it's going to all depend on the spot again. They're going to give him the first down. It'll be first down, St. Paul. All based on the spot. Clock's going to keep rolling. 30 seconds left here in quarter number 3, where they have controlled the entire quarter. Crestview had the ball for maybe 2 minutes of this quarter before they were forced to punt. St. Paul has had 10 minutes on the clock. They're going to look to throw it. He's going to throw off his back foot. It's going to be caught by Freeze. He's going to reverse field, and he's going to get hit hard by number 18, Logan Fridges. And that's going to end the 3rd quarter. Your score, Crestview 7, St. Paul 8. But the Flyers are driving. We'll be back for 4th quarter action after this break. Josh Banks back inside Contractor Stadium for the 4th and deciding quarter of this Firelands Conference matchup. Where the Crestview Cougars lead 7-6, but St. Paul is driving down the field to take the lead here in quarter number 4. Turn around, they're going to hand it off. Looks like that's Freeze. That is Landon Freeze on the carry. Nolan Moore gets the stop. Much better job there by the Crestview defense of containing the middle. Coonley trots his way back out, 11:40 and counting here on the fourth quarter clock. Flyers need a score. 2 backs in the backfield, Stiebler out wide. Gonna turn around, they're gonna hand it off. It's gonna be Hauk. He's got a right side, he breaks a tackle, he's still going. Brock Hauk. Landon Freeze on the carry. Cole Hughes makes the stop. There was no more down. Looked like it might have been just a cramp. Teammate helped him up. He's going to jog off the field on his own. St. Paul in business as they are inside the red zone looking to take their first lead of the evening. They're going to turn around. They're going to hand it off. It's going to be Hauk. Nothing doing on that one, as that's going to make it 3rd and 3 again. St. Paul, 3rd and 4, must score possession this deep in the red zone. If you're the St. Paul Flyers, they're going to go back to that 3 backs in the backfield. They're going to turn around. They're going to hand it off to Freeze. Freeze is going to make a step inside, and it looks like he's going to be about a yard, maybe 2 short of the first down. As Ringler fills the hole. Fourth and 2 for the Cougar, or for the Flyers. A big 4th down for St. Paul here. Coonley turns around. He's going to hand it off. It's going to be Freeze is going to have enough for the first down. Home and Kitchen Supply first down, as they're now inside the 15. They're going to start this possession at the 14. They're still moving. They can still get a first down before a touchdown at the 4-yard line. 9:40. They've already ate almost 3 full minutes off of the fourth quarter clock as they're going down to punch it in for the go-ahead score. Coonley under center. Hauk, Stiebler, Freeze in the backfield. We're going to have a false start. No, we're going to have encroachment on Crestview. They're going to have encroachment on Crestview. That'll be on the Cougars. That's going to move them even closer. The clock's going to keep running. And now they're going to have 1st and 5 from the 9. First down and 5. 3 backs. They're going to turn around and hand off to Hauk. He's going to get met in the hole. Cole Hughes in on the tackle. 2nd and 3. 8:40. A missed extra point, the difference in the game so far, but St. Paul on their way down to score again, but he's going to be met in the backfield. How about that? Chris Moore met him to go along with Jack Stevens with a big play. Now 3rd and 6. Under 8 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. Time of possession has been dominated by the Flyers here in the second half. Gonna bring a man in motion. They're gonna pitch it. He's got an edge, and he's gonna be stopped. Hauk stopped. 4th down and 10. 4th and 9. They got to get to the 4, and it looks like they're going to attempt a field goal. They're going to try to tie this one up. 9-7. It's up. It's off the goal post. But we're going to have a flag. They hit the kicker. We'll see here. It looks like it's going to be roughing from the replay. Either way, you're going to get either a first down or you're going to get another opportunity at the kick if you're St. Paul. That just missed. Running. They're going to call it roughing or running. It'll remain 4th down. It'll be running into the kicker. I thought from the replay it should have been roughing. But it'll be a 5-yard penalty. And now you're 4th and 5. And that last kick hit the crossbar. So it had the distance. You just gave him 5 extra yards. Now he's got another shot. Down, hold is good, kick is up, and it's right down the middle. How about that? He missed the extra point, but Nate Griffin comes back, and he gives St. Paul the lead with 6:53 to go. And it don't get much sweeter than that. Right down Main Street. 9-7, Crestview takes the lead. We got ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 7-6. Crestview scored on their very first drive. Ever since then, it has been St. Paul through and through. 9-7, 6:53 remaining here in quarter number 4. We'll see how Crestview does their offensive play calling here on this final drive. Griffin will now come out to kick off after drilling the field goal to give his team the lead. Ringler, Hyder, and Raymer to return for Crestview. Expect a deep kick here. Don't give him an opportunity for a return if you don't have to. He's going to kick. It's going to go to Hyder at the 12. He's going to turn it up. Left side. He's still going. He's going to be taken down at right around, it looks like the 27-yard line. And that's where the Cougars will start their next drive 6:44, and this is the first drive of the game where they've been trailing on our Contractors Design Engineering scoreboard. First and 10, Crestview from the 27-yard line. 73 yards to hit pay dirt. Shotgun formation. They're going to hand off. Outside, Raymer tried to get the edge. He gets a stiff arm, and we're going to have – I don't know that he was out of bounds on the play. We're going to replay it right here. I don't know that he's out of bounds when he gets hit. We'll take a look at it again. It doesn't look like he's out. He's just standing there. I don't know that he's out of bounds. I can't see that right foot where it's at. It looks like the left is still in. I don't know where that right foot was. None the other. It'll be 2nd down and 9. He's going to get it off Carter Goon. First down. And that's a great throw by Kuhn. Carter Goon gets his first reception of the evening. 6:10. Almost inside of 6 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter. They're going to go back to the I formation look now. They're going to turn around. They're going to hand it off to Raymer. He's going to try to find a hole, and he's going to be met in the backfield. Number 44, Gunnar Cluting with a huge stop. Unblocked. He came through. He was untouched by anybody on the offensive line, and he made the open field tackle, and that's going to be a loss of 3. 2nd and 13, and the clock's still ticking. Kuhn in the gun. He finds Ringler. It's going to be caught. As we hear a lot of things there, and we're gonna watch that replay. As Ringler with a cramp. 48-yard line. First down. I will say that replay, it looked like Ringler got a little bit of a head start. We'll look at it again. Gets a little bit, if it ain't caught, it's not caught. I mean, first down's a first down. It's a Holman Kitchen Supply first down, and it's going to get him almost into St. Paul territory on the 48-yard line. Ringler will get up. He'll jog it off. Look like a calf. He's got to go out for one play. He'll go out for a play. He'll come right back on the field. He stops it by going out of bounds. 9-7 our score. St. Paul with a lead. Kuhn snaps it, hands it off Raymer. Nowhere to go. The St. Paul Flyer defense is swarming to the football here in the second half. Aiden Raymer with nowhere to go. Initial play made by number 2, Nate Sandor. Second and 12, a loss of 2 on that play. As Nolan Moore will come out, Ringler comes back in, along with Gavin Barker. 4 2:30 left here in quarter number 4. They're going to hand it to Raymer. He's got an edge. He's going to lower the boom, and he's going to gain to plus territory. The St. Paul 48. It'll be 3rd and 6. We're inside of 4 minutes here in quarter number 4. St. Paul 9-7. Crestview with possession. Kuhn in the shotgun. He's under pressure. Throws it. It's going to be dropped. Freeze had the interception in his hands. He's unable to finish it. But it's now 4th and 6. This could be the game. Fourth and 6. They have not been successful offensively other than their first drive so far tonight. Kuhn in the shotgun. Takes the snap. And we're going to have timeout Crestview. 3:39 remaining here in quarter number 4. St. Paul 9, Crestview 7. How about this for some Saturday night football in Ohio High School and the Firelands Conference? Expect Kuhn to come out in the gun. He'll have a back on his left. He'll have Moore and Ringler probably paired on one side. He'll have another receiver out on the other. They're going to have to look for a quick route to get you. You have to get the first down. If you're the Crestview Cougars, every route you run has got to be first down distance. You do not want to catch the ball behind the sticks and get tackled before the sticks. Everything's got to be past the sticks. That way, if you get hit at the point of attack, you're still getting the first down. Kuhn is going to come out in the gun. He's got Raymer on his right hip. He's got Ringler and Moore on the far side. He's going to look to throw a little quick screen. Nothing doing. He's going to step up. He's going to extend. He's going to be short. It'll be a turnover, and it'll be St. Paul football. 3:31 remaining. And how about the defensive stand by the St. Paul Flyers right there? They get pressure on Kuhn. They make him step up, and there was nothing doing for the junior signal caller for the Crestview Cougars. Crestview with 2 timeouts, 3:31 remaining, a couple first downs, and this ball game's over, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a penalty flag. The Flyers were lined up in the neutral zone. 1st and 10 now becomes 1st and 15. We're going to have timeout St. Paul. While they take that one, we'll take one as well. We'll be back for the conclusion of this one after this break.
Who's got your case? Be smart. Get Rinehardt. If you get hurt, we get you back in the game. We know that getting the job done is what matters. Be smart. Get Rinehardt.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up.
inside Contractor Stadium. Josh Banks with fourth quarter action. St. Paul leads 9-7. It'll be 1st and 15. They'll come out 3 backs in the backfield again as they have the entire second half. They're going to hand it off. It'll be Freeze. He'll take it for about 4 or 5 yards. He'll get 3, 2nd and 12. But the clock is still ticking. St. Paul with 2 timeouts remaining. Crestview with 1. Coonley under center. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off. They're going to pick it up back to the original line of scrimmage, +1. 2nd and 12 will become 3rd and about 8. Timeout Crestview. While we have this timeout, let's go ahead and thank all of our amazing sponsors tonight. Contractors Design Engineering, your one-stop shop from project conception and design to final construction. NOMS Access Orthopaedics. Orthopedic services in Norwalk and Sandusky, accepting new patients now. Miller Excavating LLC, using the latest technology to provide a full range of earth-moving services for local builders, businesses, and municipalities in Lorain and Erie County. Civista Wealth Management, proudly celebrating 140 years of community banking. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchens and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation. So life hasn't been all sandalwood and sunshine lately. Visit mantherapy.org today and get your free head inspection to see if it's time for a checkup from the neck up. Men are better when they're happy. Rinehardt Injury Attorneys. And Scout Construction. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information. 419-989-7240. 3rd and 8 for the St. Paul Flyers, and we're going to have a false start. 3rd and 8 is now going to become 3rd and 13 for St. Paul. Crestview with still 1 timeout left and a chance to get the ball back. We are in for a amazing final 2 minutes here from Contractor Stadium. 2:36 left here in quarter number 4. 9-7. Flyers lead. We'll see if they continue to keep it on the ground. Coonley's going to go under center. 3 backs in the backfield. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off to Houck. Houck's got the right side. He's going to gain quite a few, but it's going to be 4th and 6. As Crestview will use their final time out. What do you do if you're St. Paul? You have to punt the ball. Trust what's worked for you in the second half. Your defense, when they've had to be on the field, has come up with 2 huge stops. Trust your defense. Let them win the game for you. If you go for this and you do not get it, you are giving Crestview the ball in plus territory. That's not what you want to do. As it looks like they're going to send Freeze out. Freeze to punt. Ringler, the dangerous return man, back to return. No rush. It's a beautiful punt. It's going to go and be downed. So Crestview will take over 1st and 10 from the 16, 17-yard line with 2:18 and no timeouts on the scoreboard. This is it for the Cougars. They're going to come out. Kuhn in the gun. Raymer on his left hip. He's got twins on the near side. Single guy on the far. He's got pressure coming. He's got a man downfield, though. It's going to be incomplete. As we're going to take a look at the replay, Ringler got away with a little push. Freeze with the defense. Ringler had him beat again, but Kuhn under pressure. But a great job by the St. Paul defensive line to get pressure under Kuhn, not let him sit in the pocket. He's got Raymer on his right hip now. He's going to bring Ringler in motion. He's going to throw, and Ringler unable to come up with it. It's going to be an incomplete pass. No, that was intended for Carter Goon. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for Crestview. Now let's not forget, in quarter 1, they threw a little trickeration at him. They ran a little reverse pass. They had a guy wide open downfield. They got called back for a chop block. I expect to see that again here in the next few plays. They're going to come out 3 wide. He's going to bring a man in motion. Tripp's going to go out. He's got pressure coming again. He's going to get rid of it, and it's incomplete, intended for Cole Hughes. And it's 4th and 10, and this is the ball game right here. 4th and 10 on their own 17-yard line. This is the ball game, folks. Kuhn has 0 time right now to throw the football. He has been under pressure on all 3 dropbacks here on this drive. You got Ringler split wide on the near. He's got Ringler open. It's going to be close to the first down marker. It is going to be a first down, and he's going to get out of bounds. Holman Kitchen Supply first down. As we'll take a look at the throw by Liam Kuhn. Ringler with the simple little out route. Went up, made the catch, gets enough, made sure he gets enough for the first down, gets out of bounds, clock stops. Looks like we've got another Crestview player down with a cramp. 1:51 remaining here in quarter number 4. St. Paul 9, Crestview 7. What a ball game. Completely different. I got to cover Lucas North Central last night. That was a 50-0 blowout. And now we got a 9-7 game. But I think most Firelands games, when they're games like this that are this important, this is what matters. You've got St. Paul prepping for Week 10 when they go to Monroeville. I will be in Monroeville calling that game live and free for everybody on the OH Report. A win here and a win next week gives them a chance to beat Monroeville at home and share the Firelands title. Something they've done the last couple years when they pulled off some upsets to finish the season strong. Kuhn looks, rolls right. He's got a man open. It's Raymer. Raymer's got the left side. He looks like he's kind of hobbling a little bit on the catch. He was hobbling on the catch when he caught that ball. He did not get up to full speed at all. .141 remaining. As we'll look at it again, when he catches that and tries to get into speed, he's hobbling. 1:41 remaining here in quarter number 4. Ball at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. Raymer comes off the field. Waiting for the clock to get wound. There it goes. 1:40 and counting. Kuhn throws it to Ringler. Ringler's going to catch it. He's going to get up. They got to go quick. Gain of 3. Kuhn gets the snap again. He's going to look over the top. He's got Ringler deep. He catches it. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Tyson Ringler makes the play, fights off the tackle, and takes it to the house. Touchdown Cougars. 13-9. Crestview with the advantage. Something they have been trying all night long. They've been trying to go deep, trying to go deep, trying to go deep. That time it finally works. As it looks like Kuhn on the field, it looks like they're going to go for 2 here. 6 seconds left on the play clock. They will get it off. He'll hand it off to Raymer. Raymer nowhere to go. He's going to reverse field. He's going to get all the way on the edge. Aiden Raymer's going to get in for the 2-point conversion. There is a flag. It's going to be a block in the back. As we'll look at the replay. Definitely a block in the back in there as well. They'll mark off the penalty. Now you almost have to go for 2 because this now becomes a long extra point. You go for 2 here, you get it, you go up 6. You force St. Paul to score and then make the PAT, which they missed in the second quarter. Kuhn in the center. In the gun, Raymer on the left hip, Ringler on one side, and that looks like Hughes on the other. Throws it up. How about that catch? They're going to call it good. How about the catch? Carter Goon goes up the ladder to snag it. Crestview takes a 6-point advantage with 1:11 to go here in quarter number 4. Carter Goon gets him the 2. That puts him up 6. But St. Paul has drove down the field the last 2 times they've had the ball, and they still have 2 timeouts remaining, folks. This is not over yet. We shall see. Landon Freeze and Dvorak. Ezekiel Dvorak. Back deep to return. I tell you what, that penalty that happened there, I know Raymer got the 2 points, but that penalty may have made a difference. Then you let Crestview throw the ball from a longer field. Now, again, St. Paul, they got to score again, but then they just got to kick an extra point, and they win this game 16-15. We're coming down to the wire. Kicks up and away. Dvorak gets it. He's going to get tagged from behind. It's number 18 for Crestview. That's Logan Fridges. Makes the play. But it'll be St. Paul, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. .104 to go and 2 timeouts remaining for the Flyers. Coonley back in the gun. Gets rid of it, and it's dropped. Intended for Corey Frazee. As we have a flag on the play. Did Crestview have too many men on the field?
Yeah, they still do. Still 12 out there.
We'll see what the call is. Wait for the official call. Illegal substitution on the Cougars. .15-yard penalty. And it'll be 1st and 10. St. Paul. .11 now on the field. Coonley in the gun. Freeze and Rosebert. Coonley's going to step up. Throws. He's got Rosebert all alone on the right side. He's up the sideline. He's going to be down to the 27-yard line. Levi Rosebert. Great find by Grant Coonley all the way across the field. 51 seconds and Rosebert got out of bounds. 30 more yards to pay dirt. Coonley in the backfield. Rosebert again. They're gonna call it a catch. Levi Rosbert with the diving catch. He has been their go-to receiver here this evening. The sophomore having a night. 47 seconds, 2nd and 5. Rosbert, freeze, near side. Coonley's going to step up. He's going to throw to the end zone. Landon Freeze drops it. He had a touchdown in his hands. He's unable to pull it in. Kokoski was coming in to make a hit, but he was wide open in the back corner of the end zone, folks. 3rd and 5 from the 25. .39 seconds left. Coonley in the gun. Rosebert and Freeze on the near side. He's going to go to him again. It's going to be caught. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. 33 seconds, and we'll have a timeout by St. Paul. 15-9 your score. 33 seconds remaining, and they are at the 17-yard line. Holy cow, folks. We got a game. You still have one timeout remaining if you're St. Paul, and you got to go 17 more yards. But again, the big thing, you got to make the PAT. He nailed the field goal that gave him a lead here in the fourth quarter. You got to make the PAT to take the lead. 17 yards to tie the game for the Flyers. Coonley in the gun. Rosebert, freeze on the far side. He's going to throw it to the back corner of the end zone. Landon Freeze! He didn't drop that one. Touchdown, Flyers! Landon Freeze ran to the back corner, and Grant Coonley threw it inside. Durbin didn't get turned around soon enough, and now they're a PAT away from the lead. Ball's down, kick is up, and it's right down Main Street. Flyers take the lead. 26 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. How about this one, folks? (16-15) St. Paul. (26 seconds). They have a dangerous trio of returners with Ringler, Raymer, and Hyder. But how about the fourth quarter, folks? Now it's a situation, do you squib it, let the clock run, and not give them a chance at a big return? 26 seconds, no timeouts. Holy cow, this is the best game I've been to all year. Griffin to boot it away. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to go to Hyder. It's going to be fielded. He's going to make the tackle. And now, we got 21 seconds remaining. Liam Kuhn with a chance to make a play. Tyson Ringler will be his go-to, but I'll tell you right now, they got 3 guys on the line, 5 guys standing at the 50. You're not beating them deep right here, I promise you that. Incomplete on attempt number 1. Get as many yards as you can and try to get out of bounds. That's your play here if you're Crestview. Everything's toward the sidelines because you can't throw it 80 yards downfield. 15 seconds remaining. 16-15 St. Paul with the lead. Don't get beat deep. It's the name of the game. It's caught, but I want to say incomplete. Incomplete. How about the hit by number 54, Tristan Nikolai? Tristan Nikolai caused that incompletion on the defensive side of things right there, folks. 9 seconds remaining. 3rd and 10. And they've got 8 seconds to get the play off. 4, He will get it off, but we're going to have a false start. They were not set, so this play is not going to matter, and he's going to be kept in bounds. Penalty flag on the play. 8 seconds on the clock. False start on the offense. Get the clock back up there for you guys. 8 seconds remaining. As they're correcting the play clock, or the game clock, it's going to go. Waiting for the official. It's going to go. 4 seconds remaining for the Cougars. 3rd and 10. This is your ball game right here, folks. Kuhn in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the far side. A back on his right hip. He's going to throw it up. And it's going to be incomplete. And that's going to do it, folks. The Norwalk St. Paul Flyers come from behind to win this one on their home field, 16-15. We'll be back for your MVP after this break.
Picking up new hobbies such as cooking is another manly way to avoid depression and reduce stress. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make my world-famous guaco mahogany. First, mash up 5 or 6 of these green things. Then add hot sauce, this lettuce stuff, these red things, salt, some of this stuff, and limes. And finally, bacon to taste. Delicious.
Who's got your case? Be smart. Get Rinehardt. If you get hurt, we get you back in the game. We know that getting the job done is what matters. Be smart. Get Rinehardt.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
me, think it's time to wake him up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
Josh Banks here with our MVP, Landon Freeze. What a game tonight between you guys and the Crestview Cougars. You guys pull off a 16-15 win. Walk me through it. You scored both touchdowns for your team tonight, but I think the kick in the fourth quarter to kind of give you guys momentum was huge too.
Well, we started off really slow on offense. Then in the second half, we came out and play by play, we were getting 5 yards every single play. You know, long drives, and they couldn't stop us. And then we gave up a touchdown. You know, when they had 2 minutes left, it was kind of lucky. You know, and then came back, a minute left, scored a touchdown, back to the end zone. You know,
All right, so walk me through that touchdown in the back of the end zone, man. You drop one a few plays before that. You come back, you get a catch to give you guys the first down, and then it looked like Grant led you to the perfect spot. You had beat your guy on the edge. He threw it on the inside shoulder. The DB didn't even have time to get turned around, and you make the game-winning catch with under a minute to go.
Yeah, well, the few plays before, the ball wasn't really supposed to go to me, but I was wide open, and then it was kind of a short throw, underthrow, and then kind of laid me out as I was dropping it, and then next play, or a couple plays later, I don't really know, called a hitch and go, so because we ran hitch play before, and I beat the guy easily. It was a good throw, right where I could make a play, and I made it.
All right, so this moves you guys to 4-1 in the conference. You've got one game next week, but everybody's talking about Week 10. You guys travel to undefeated Monroeville. You guys win next week. That gives you a chance to travel to their place, potentially in their perfect season, and get yourselves a share of the Firelands Conference. I'll be at that game. What do you guys got to prepare for next week? But also, I mean, looking ahead for the potential of a playoff run and maybe tying a share of the conference title.
Well, next week we got to take care of business and make a stride forward. And our first goal every year is to win the Firelands Conference. So we need to go out, march field, and we need to play our asses off.
All right, Landon, you did this once before. You see my camera up there in the window. Give anybody you want to a shout out. I'll even let you take the mic tonight and do it on your own.
Shout out to Jack Stever. He blocks really well. Glad to have him back. And shout out to the O-line not getting tired in the second half. And shout out to Grant for making a good throw. Shout out to our whole defense, playing well most of the game. And yeah.
Is that what you got? All right, that's our MVPs, Landon Freeze. Hey, congratulations on another big win. Good luck the rest of the way, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Monroeville.
Who's got your case? Be smart. Get Rinehardt. If you get hurt, we get you back in the game. We know that getting the job done is what matters. Be smart. Get Rinehardt.
One final time back inside Contractor Stadium. The St. Paul Flyers take care of business 16-15 in a phenomenal game. That's gonna wrap. We're gonna wrap things up here. We're gonna look at stats. These are first half stats. We didn't get a chance to put in end of game stats. St. Paul dominates the second half with ease. They run the clock for, they have the clock for 20 of the 24 second half minutes and do a phenomenal job. they're not done yet. South Central next week on the road. And then week 10, Monroeville. I'll be there for that one. I can't wait. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in as the Crestview Cougars fall to the St. Paul Flyers. They go to 3-5 on the year, 3-2 in Firelands Conference play. St. Paul, 4-4, 4-1. They still have a shot to share the Firelands title. I'm Josh Banks. Shane Young on my camera. My son, Josh Jr., doing stats. Taking care of the MVP interview for me while I could go down and interview our MVP, Landon Freeze. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, take care, and have a good rest of your weekend.
I don't believe so, because I don't think I got